Welcome back, everybody, to the Boardman Gets Paid podcast. I'm your host, Andre Lindo, on the twos and fours, and we got Sheldon.
Yes,
Sheldon,
sir.
Sheldon Grant, um, longtime friend,
Yes, sir.
doing his thing. This beat
At
is
regular
by,
shells on Twitter. Follow me.
hey, follow him. And yo,
Shameless plug.
guys, follow me on TikTok so I can start
Yeah.
live streaming on TikTok as well.
Yeah, right?
This beat was produced by Prod by Lindo, my younger brother Tristan Lindo,
Shout out.
him and my sister Rach Lindo. They do music. Hit them up
Yes.
if you need.
Big up, big up. Oh, shoot. I'm so pissed.
What the whole thing just
I know.
just like oh my god.
I'm
Anyways,
just going to be pissed.
yeah, let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. All right, today
Good.
we are talking about the Raptors. Toronto Raptors, our beloved team.
Yes. Our
Today
favorite
is
2-7 team.
today's game day. The Raptors are
Yes, sir.
playing against the Lakers today. We're going to be watching a little bit later on, but we're going to do this
Yes.
podcast first because it's been a week and we're
That's
doing
right.
this weekly recap. So, Raptors played the Nuggets, the Kings, and the Clippers on a West Coast,
Brutal.
yeah, brutal West Coast swing
Brutal.
here.
They couldn't throw in the
Uh,
Blazers or something like that.
Not that's even further up, bro. They're on the LA kind
Oh,
of
true, true.
the LA,
I
the
mean,
California.
we've only played contenders so far. Like legit contenders. I think outside of Philly, which they're contenders, but not right now.
Philly will get back to it.
Yeah.
They'll catch up. It's Milwaukee. I don't know, bro. I
Oh,
think
I'd
I
love
will.
to play them right now.
Anyways, we'll get to that around the NBA a little bit later, but we're going to be
Yes,
talking
sir.
about our beloved Raptors today.
hmm
First game up, they played against the Nuggets. Did what kind of stood out to you in this game?
This game to me was like a repeat of the match in Toronto.
Yes. Yeah.
I was expecting, you know, um, I wasn't expecting good results because, like I said before, the Raptors have never played well in Colorado.
Hmm.
You know, the altitude, just the environment, the West Coast trip. Um, Historically, we've never done well against the Nuggets in their building, regardless of their team, whether they're great contenders or not. It's just like, you see Denver on the schedule, like this is an
Yeah.
L. It's chalk it up as a loss. But the
Yeah.
Raptors played well, man. Like, I mean, this year, just as an overall, we've been such a good competitive team, and I think that's what
Hmm.
us fans have been appreciative of. It's the most fun we've had watching
Part,
a team
part of the
that's not.
agenda.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like the most fun we had watching a team that's not a contender
Yeah.
or that doesn't have hopes to contend. So
Yeah.
um, that game for me was good. Just watching, the competitiveness of the
Hmm.
game. We can always break down the little things that annoy us as usual. The rebounding, the defense. The late stage of the game execution. You know what I mean? The coaching mistakes and just the blunders like down the stretch, which we
Yeah.
expected, but it does get frustrating at times because how many times can you go down the same road where you're leading in the fourth quarter and
Yeah.
you just give up the lead
Give up the lead.
to
You got to
the
remember that Denver is a good team, right? Denver
yeah, they
has
are.
won a championship. They've been in the trenches.
Yeah,
Jokic has played with nobodies before.
yeah,
It's not something new to them.
yeah,
It's just that unfortunately, the Raptors just could not squeak out this win.
yeah,
But to me, I'm okay with that because I'm
yeah.
part of the agenda.
Yeah,
But
King
like
Tank over there.
so, but I want to talk about some positives. Like first
Yeah,
things first is Grady Dick. This is
absolutely.
this is the key right here. 20 shots, bro. And he
Yes,
was a
yes,
+1 in a losing cause. And
yeah,
he was 4 for 9 from the
yeah,
three-point range. This
yeah.
kid got to just keep shooting, bro.
You
Because
know the thing, yeah.
yeah,
The thing
I was
with
just
Grady is,
hmm,
like I think teams now are starting to realize he's not just a shooter, so they're adjusting their schemes. Like
yeah,
NBA teams are going to be prepared. You can't have more than I say 3-4 games where you start to expose the league. The league is going to adjust to you, right?
yeah,
And I think the league is starting to adjust to Grady, and he's still producing. So to me,
yeah.
that's a huge positive because the scouting report was, chase him off the line. He's a shooter. Chase him off the line. Don't let him, get an open shot. But he's attacking the closeout like a pro,
Yeah,
right? Like
he is.
pump
Not
fake,
only
one
that,
dribble. Yeah,
the ones that I'm really impressed about, because one of the players I used to like love watching was Richard Hamilton, and the way
yeah,
that he would move off ball. That is I think the best like skill to have when you're a
yeah,
shooter is being
absolutely.
able to move off ball,
Off the
and the
ball,
way
yeah.
that he moves, V cuts, jumps into different
Oh,
lanes,
beautiful.
just back setting things and
Yep,
coming off curls and stuff like that,
yep,
and then the confidence now that he has to shoot. It's
yeah,
like everything we've seen in Kansas now coming to fruition here. I just
right.
need to continue shooting, bro.
Yeah, and I think he understands his role now.
Yeah,
The offense is looking for him, right? Like you said, he's coming off screens and he's looking for the ball and he's ready. Last year he was extremely timid, and given it's his rookie year, and he was going through a bit with the organization in terms of what his role might be.
hmm
But this year, I mean, there's no question about it. He is out there to score the basketball on offense. He's not a decoy. He's not a Grady. Like I was saying, he's ready to play. He's coming out. He's ready to play. He's looking for a shot, and if a shot's not there, he's making the right play. And as a
yeah,
second year player, you can't really find a lot of fault in what he's doing right now because
yeah,
he's making the right pass out of the double or the trap. He's getting to his spots, which is something a veteran you expect from a veteran player, maybe 4 or 5 years in the league. He's getting to a spot and he's just raising up over the defense and shooting at 6'7", and his arc of his shot is so high.
yeah.
All he's got to do is get to a spot and raise up, and he's
He has
showing
an
that
interesting
he's a
shooting
three-level scorer.
motion. He has
Yeah,
this
it's
interesting
fluid.
shooting motion.
It's fluid.
Very
It's fluid.
fluid. One thing
Yeah,
I would love for him is to just follow through a little bit more,
yeah,
but I'm wondering if it's just like he's just feeling it. Like when you're shooting sometimes, and
yeah.
let me put
It
this
feels
back
good. Yeah,
to the bigger screen here. Hold on. And I'm like, I'm not trying to say I'm a good shooter, but when
right.
you're in the motion, he
Yeah,
kind of does this. He does like that.
he like alligator
Doesn't
arms.
He
Yeah,
doesn't fill
yeah,
through. He goes like that. And I'm
yeah, yeah, yeah.
wondering. I remember whenever I shoot on like very short nets or small nets, I
Right.
tend to pull back. I wonder
Yeah.
if he's gotten to the point where he can feel the way that his body is moving, depending
Mm,
on where he is on the court. That
that's true.
he knows to adjust in the air, that's really cool. Although I still think you should always be snapping that wrist. But hey, I'm
Yeah.
not a professional, right?
Listen, I saw a stat on Grady. It was a pretty interesting stat that said he leads. He's like I think he's fifth in the league in swishes or something like
Oh,
that. And
wow,
like his
that's awesome.
shot right now is like in the top half of the league in terms of
Yeah,
shooting metrics. So regardless of how his shot is going, but he's not getting straight up looks where he can go shoot straight up and down. He's off the dribble.
yeah.
He's moving left to right a lot. So,
He's got
you
the
know,
little spit
yeah,
turnaround fade away from the
right. So that form
yeah,
is I think it just feels good for him.
yeah,
Like I always say, if it goes in, keep it that way, right? If it's
yeah,
comfortable for you, keep it that way. But yeah, I do agree. His shot sometimes does look awkward in the way he cuts it short. But it's going in, man, and
yeah,
he's hitting those shots. And honestly, I think this is just the beginning for Grady. I don't think he's even close to the ceiling right now,
yeah.
right?
I'm gonna say this, and I hope people don't get this wrong, but I feel like if Grady got a really good pass first point guard to play
Yeah,
with, I think he would even flourish more. Not saying quickly can't do it because quickly
hmm
can play, and I think it actually makes the options more. I think when Scotty comes back, I think it's just gonna be wide open for Grady. I
yeah,
think it's just because Scotty has way more gravity, and Grady
yes,
just gonna have way more space to kind of roam, right? So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I think
um,
the offense is going to open up a lot for him once we get a fully healthy squad. But yeah, even RJ. I know you're probably going to move on to him next, but
yeah,
RJ, like, he's looking great in the motion where teams are trapping him off the pick and roll, and he's
mhm,
finding Grady. He's finding other guys. I think he had 9 assists one of these
yeah.
games.
This game he
Um,
got 10 assists, right? And that's
yeah, it's
10 assists,
beautiful.
6 rebounds, right? So
Yeah,
he's playing almost point guard esque,
yeah,
like
yeah,
But I want to talk to you about something a little bit later.
Yeah.
Once we talk about the Clippers game, because
Hmm.
it's more towards this RJ quickly thing. I want to
Right.
hear what your thoughts are, just when it comes to the basketball, the offense that the Raptors are running.
Okay.
Any other kind of standouts of this game on the Raptor side? Um,
Um, I still don't like Russell Westbrook. I still don't like him, man.
he's a
I don't
punk.
know. I don't know. I don't know what this vendetta he has against us.
He's just a pest, man. It's fine. Like
He is,
I don't
and the
mind
thing
it.
is,
I don't mind it.
what if you just leave him alone? Like if you play a great game against him, you leave him alone.
Yeah,
He's usually ineffective, right?
yeah.
Like, but once you start to stir him up and he starts barking and yelling at the crowd and talking trash,
Mhm.
he becomes like a superstar. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I'm
but
not
then
saying he's
you
not.
should egg him on to shoot. That's what I want.
I agree. I agree. But then, like,
That's
my point
true.
is, he starts doing everything right. Like,
That's true. He's
he
just it's
starts.
like he focuses his mind or something. Yo,
Yeah,
yo.
and I hate it because it's usually against us. That
Yeah.
game I remember a couple years ago against the Lakers when he was on the Lakers, and Drake was egging him on, and he hit the game tying shot, sent it to overtime, and then destroyed us in overtime. And
Yeah.
I'm like, if you had just left him alone, we would have won that game. But
You better
anyways,
you
I
better
digress. Yeah,
um one guy, and I've been like really down on him.
Jakob.
From that summer league. No, no, not Jakob.
Oh,
Come on. I'm still no. It's Abaji, bro. Abaji is like
yes, 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 yes. We
I'm
gotta talk
actually later on. I'm calling him my surprise. Not even surprise. Yeah, I'm the surprise player of the week because, honest
Sure.
to God, he has been playing tough nose defense,
Yes, yes,
great offense, and he's
yeah,
playing the four, bro. He's playing
yeah.
at the four.
Right now
Like
they,
come
they
on.
put him in the OG role
Yeah,
where he's a wing defender but he's guarding bigs,
yeah,
and he's looking like a steal of a player because I don't think I've seen this much intensity out of him out of Utah.
yeah.
Like I went back and watched a few games and some
Mhm.
extended highlights of his, and he was just a 3-and-D guy, simple wing guy. Stand in the corner, hit some
Yeah,
shots. He had a 30-point game, but it wasn't like he was going crazy. He was just
yeah,
he was left open, right? But these games with the Raptors, like he's hunting the defense. He's being a pest,
yeah.
right? He's getting in the passing
He's
lanes,
playing within himself. Like
right?
here's a cool thing that
Cutting and
I
moving, like
noticed. Yeah,
yeah,
the cutting, bro. The cutting and the grabbing those
beautiful.
offensive
Yes,
rebounds. But
yes, yes.
the key that we want to talk about is that corner three. The
Yeah, yeah,
corner
yeah,
three, bro. Like
yeah,
I mean, he is unconscious from that
yeah,
area. Right now, he's like 42% from three right now.
yeah. We have
You
to
know,
give credit to
we
Darko,
have to.
man. That
And
clip,
yo, hey, hey, that clip when I said, "Is this high school?" Because
yeah,
man's is
yeah.
trying to learn how to shoot,
How
and
to shoot in the
hey,
NBA.
hey,
It
Darko, yo,
works. It
Darko,
worked.
do your thing, bro.
Absolutely,
Hey, Darko, do
absolutely.
his thing, right? All
Hey,
right,
they gave
so
credit to Darko for what's that guy's name on Memphis? The shooter who they said has
Bane,
short arms. Yeah, Bean. Is it
Bane,
Bean?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like he credited Darko, like changed his shot and everything. And I mean, European basketball is a lot about fundamentals and shooting
yeah.
and footwork and positioning. So I
Not
think,
about X's and O's. Yeah,
yeah, it's not about the street game, but Darko has proven to like if you give him a young guy with a little bit of talent,
yeah.
he can bring the best out of him. So shout out to
He can take
Ochai.
the best out of it. And you know what?
Yeah,
As much as I criticize Darko and what he's done, when it comes to developing the players and
he's right
getting them
there.
to buy into what he's trying to achieve,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
might be a stubborn mule, but at the end of the day,
yeah,
look at what he's producing. Right.
yeah.
One
It's
thing we've been
amazing.
talking about here is just like what is the guy's we don't even know what his contract is, right? Like what is he doing here? And you
Yeah,
know what, let's just let Masai do his
for
thing,
sure, for
and
sure.
we can talk about it. Let's get
I,
into the next game. Yeah, sorry if you
Yeah.
wanted to
No, go
continue.
ahead, man. Go ahead. I was just talking about Messiah. Like, we normally don't see the fruits of his labor until after the fact.
Yeah,
But yeah, in recent years he deserved a little bit of criticism. But I
yeah,
think this hire was great for the young guys, especially. We can always harp on Darko's late game, execution, but I think he'll get better with that. I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
yeah.
But yeah, let's
So
move on.
this game, I think you said you didn't really catch this one too much, but this game
No,
was really okay. So you know how the trend has been that the Raptors
no,
were
I did.
leading.
I caught this game. This is the Kings game, right?
Yeah, the Kings game. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
this is the
Raptors were
referee game.
leading. Yeah, the Raptors were leading for a while, going
Yeah.
into the third kind of thing, and I don't know if this thing has the trending. I don't see it here, but anyways, it's just like my man DeRozan
Oh
just
God.
caught on fire,
Oh
and
God.
then
No,
Fox
no, no, no,
finally
no,
started hitting those
no, no, no.
shots.
Let's not say that because his fire it was the whistle. That to me, when I watched
Hey,
down the
it's part of
stretch,
his game, bro.
he was, and this is my pet peeve.
Yeah,
The whole foul baiting thing in the NBA. It's got to stop. They got to do something about this. I
they've
know
tried.
it's
They've
the
tried.
rules. I know it's the rules. If a guy gets hit on the arm or whatever, it's a foul. But if I'm an offensive player and I'm throwing my arms into you, how is that a foul on the defense? I just don't get it. I don't think
I
that's
I don't know.
basketball.
I don't know. I
It's
think
not basketball, man. I don't like it.
I don't
I don't
know.
like it. But hey, if the league allows it, so hey, what can I say? But if I'm a purist and I enjoy good basketball, especially a close game, don't give me a Demar throwing his arms under the guy's arm and then
Bro,
crying for a foul.
bro.
I hate it,
I
bro. I
know
hate
I
it.
know what you're saying, but yo,
I hate it.
when you're a rookie, bro,
Yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
get it, bro. He put his
yeah,
head right underneath and went up and boom. You're like,
yeah.
that's a foul, bro. It's a
Yeah,
foul, but
sure.
and unfortunately, that's part of the game. And
Yep.
I've become numb to those kind of things because I call
Yeah.
refs all the time. But
Yeah.
DeRozan only went to the line three times, right? So it's like that
Yeah.
one shot, but it's like the rest of the players, like
Oh God.
De'Aaron Fox went 10 times, bro.
No,
Raptors,
Sabonis.
yeah, Sabonis.
Oh my
Sabonis went
God.
5 times. Like the problem is that the Raptors foul a lot. They
We
just
do. Yeah.
and it's like 23 fouls versus 13. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they foul a lot, and that's part of their hard nosed defense.
Yes.
Um, and our boy Pirtle got fooded this game. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired because like
Hey,
he doesn't
he's been
never
playing his butt off. Yeah.
plays over 30 minutes a game, and then all of a sudden
Nah,
now he's playing like 35 minutes a game.
dude.
I'm tired, but
I feel for him.
I
He
feel
needs an
for him.
ice
But
bath.
like my concern is like, okay, he goes 5 for 8 from the field, right?
Yeah.
But let me ask you something, Mike,
Yeah.
Sheldon.
Yeah.
If your shots are like 5 foot from the basket,
Oh God, here we go.
doesn't it feel like when he misses one of those, doesn't it
Yeah.
feel like the worst thing in the world?
You see, I've always said this about bigs and guys who play in the paint. Like a layup or a hook shot or a floater should
Mhm.
be automatic for you. If you live down there, like okay, we look at 3-point shooters as specialists, right?
Yeah,
Why don't we look at bigs as specialists for like layups and hook shots? And you're right around the basket.
like he
It
doesn't take
shouldn't be
any,
hard.
doesn't
5 feet and
take
in, you should be able to. And then you're 7 foot tall. You should be able to roll that ball in the basket, bro.
use the backboard, fam. That Mike can drill, man. That's what.
Listen, I've
Like,
seen
hey,
Tim Duncan do it for 21 years.
and why?
Okay,
And it never failed him yet.
I watched that man's whole career, and he used to go down that block, on that left block, and in mid post, and just turn, look at the square, and hit it every time. And that ball was going in every time. Why can't these guys do that?
Yeah.
Especially if you're 5 feet and in, bro. They used to teach you in elementary school. You hit the square on the backboard, and the ball's gonna bounce right in
Anywhere
every
on the
time.
square, eh? Anywhere on the
Yeah,
square. I found
anywhere in the square.
the highest percentage shot was is coming on the side, and
Yeah,
you hit that top of that square.
yeah.
It's going
It's
in
gonna
every
squish every
time.
time,
Every
every
time.
single time, bro. No,
Uh,
no, no
Fertile,
fail.
I know you're an old guy right now, but if you
Yeah.
use that square, things will
Listen,
happen.
man. He
Uh,
needs Darko to go over there and teach him some
yeah, but
shots. Maybe he can help him
also
out.
Sheldon,
Yeah.
I want them to ban using the push shot. That shot is
Okay.
terrible, bro.
It is. It is. It's a
Because
low percentage shot.
if you
It's a low
miss
percentage shot.
it, the
Yeah.
rebound is
Yeah.
it is you're not in position for that rebound.
At
And
all.
that's a
At all.
fast break, bro. Every
At
time.
all.
You know who does it
Especially
too?
on the
Mobile.
left or the right
Oh,
side of the basket. Yeah. It's an automatic turnover to me. it's an
Mobile does the same thing, and
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he's just afraid to shoot, but he just like does this thing, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh man,
But you know what? Even in college, I was watching his college highlights,
yeah,
and I'm like, he was a menace around the rim. He was
yeah,
dunking and put. So I don't know if it's a thing where he's come to the league now and the guys are
just
either the
bigger.
same size or bigger,
Yeah,
and he's a little intimidated. But like he's got to learn how to finish like strong at the rim. Like
yeah,
go up and dunk it, bro. What are you doing? You're apparently he has a really long wingspan. I see his
yeah.
arms. He looks So
He's a six, almost 7 foot wingspan, man.
yeah,
So
that's crazy, bro.
I
That's
I
nuts.
I think
With
he's gonna be,
athleticism.
yeah. I think he's gonna be good. It's just we need to
Yeah,
figure out a shot. Maybe it's like learn teach him a hook shot, man. Yo,
yeah.
do the sky hook if that's the case, right?
And
Uh,
can we talk about Davion Mitchell, his revenge
we're
game?
gonna go into. Oh, you want to talk about his good? Okay, because
Yeah,
I was gonna
because
tell you, man,
he,
that man he needs to chill, bro.
he
Like,
was on a mission, bro.
like this game, he went out 8 for 11, 2 for 3
Yeah,
from 3 point. But like, fam, look at the last
that's some
game.
stats. What was
Davion
he
Mitchell
plus
was 2 for
plus
7 from
14?
3. Oh
Two.
my gosh, bro.
Yeah, he had a game,
So,
bro.
mine is
He had a
14,
game.
bro. Like he had a
Yeah.
game, but like lately he's been just. I think he's just doing too much, man. He's doing too
Well,
much.
you know what? Like I said before, when we started the beginning of the year, like he's playing out of his uh his position in terms of not as a point guard, but like the responsibility that's given to him. I don't think that he's
He's
ever
not a
led a
point
team.
guard, bro. He's
Yeah, I
not.
don't even think in college that he led his team as a point
Yeah,
guard.
yeah,
I think he was the second guard on that team, if I remember.
yeah. The
So like
Baylor
this
team.
is
Yeah.
yeah the Baylor team. So this is the first time he's really the lead guard on an NBA team. So he's kind of out of his league a little bit. No
My thing
disrespect,
is, if he's
but
gonna be shooting, bro, you
yeah.
gotta at least hit like two of them. Like my man
Listen,
went 2 for 7 the last game, and then the Clippers game, like that was even worse. Like the
I would
Clippers game,
rather.
oh man,
Oh, it was bad. It was very bad. But I'd rather the Raptors have him playing out of the corner a little more. Right, his
yeah,
shots are coming like off the arc.
off the arc at the top
And
of the key
yeah,
kind of thing.
I don't think that's because the shot looks like it's off to the side a little too much. So I think if you put him in the corner, like a third option, where
Like Abaji
yeah,
does
like a
right now. Yeah,
Baji, like a swing type of situation. He's
yeah,
left open with the defense scrambling. I think he'd be more effective. But I don't like how they have him in that Kyle Lowry spot where he's shooting from that arc three.
yeah.
It just the shot to me just doesn't look fluid. Like it just doesn't look comfortable for him.
So
So
in
yeah,
this game here, this is where I was going to talk about the defense. So the Raptors have
yeah,
like the worst defense in the league, even though individually we've seen spurts of great defensive prowess from the
yeah. We're giving
Raptors.
up a lot of points. A
Lots
lot
of
of points. Yeah,
like I think the last game is the first time we
130.
saw someone under 120 or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's
But
crazy.
I noticed in this game is that the Raptors do not defend the corner three very well, and it seems like the Kings figured that out like immediately. And
Yeah.
literally a whole stretch of the game, they started
Excuse me.
running plays to get shots in the corner. Like when I say the corner, I mean like
Yeah,
the deep corner three,
yeah, yeah,
and that's what got them back into the game.
yeah.
The Kings back into the game and
Hmm.
eventually pull out into this large lead because the
Right.
Raptors could not figure out, and which is something they haven't been figuring out at all, is how to
Yeah.
defend the 3 point line. Like
So
what do teams do? Those good teams like
yeah.
like Boston and stuff. How do they defend the 3 point line? What are we doing that's
So
wrong?
I for me, I'm gonna take it back to when Nick Nurse was coaching,
Hmm.
because if you remember, Raptors were probably dead last in the corner three closeout. There's always a guy running, for his life to close out in the corner three,
Hmm.
and at some point we were like practicing closeouts. I don't. It was like under Nick Nurse's regime, where we were practicing closeouts. In my mind, and I'm like, we're like the only team that does this.
Hmm.
Because when we have our corner threes, the guy's usually there, right? He's usually there to hedge a little bit, but like our guys are constantly running at the 3 point shooter, and I don't know why that is. I think it's a scheme issue. Um,
Okay.
the Raptors do a thing where when the player the ball handler gets a drive, the defense tends to collapse too far into the paint,
Hmm.
right? You're trying to get the swipe, trying to get the steal off the offensive player, and that leaves a corner guy wide open, or that leaves a roll guy open, because now you're leaving a man to go hedge, right? And when you hedge, it's a simple pass right over the defense, right? Because
Yeah.
your body's down low trying to swipe the ball, and the guy's just passing over the top, and the three's wide open. And you usually have like Chris Boucher or Scotty Barnes, or I remember OG was famous for this, always running out to the corner to try to
Yeah.
close up the three, and it was
So you
always
think it's an effort thing then?
it's
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 not
a scheme. It's a scheme thing. It's a scheme.
because
Definitely a scheme thing.
what was happening, right, is that
Yeah.
there would be what would happen is there would be dribble penetration. Unfortunately, I don't have the videos, but there would be dribble
Yeah,
penetration by like someone like DeRozan. So it goes
yeah,
no, by Fox. So Fox would
yeah,
go down in the corner, down into the paint,
yeah,
and then they would just swing it to like a
yeah,
herder.
yeah.
But it's like
It's the collapse.
Fox
It's the
brought
collapse.
in it's the collapse because
It's the
then
collapse. Yeah,
all Herder was doing is just one swing move and then
yeah.
boom,
So
wide
this is
open is Kelly Ellis right at
yeah.
his feet.
So this is why the teams like the Celtics and other teams who are successful at this is because they play five, essentially, guards and forwards, right? They don't have a five man who's stuck in the paint like our guy,
Mm,
Pirtle, right? Pirtle's stuck in the paint. If you see how the Celtics play when they have Porzingis, they'll switch the pick and roll. So even if the guy's gonna get downhill, they're not leaving a man open to hedge. They're switching the pick and roll, right? So I can stick on my man in the corner. I don't have to
yeah,
come over and hedge, right, to try to help the defense, which allows a breakdown. Because once you leave your man to help,
yeah,
that's what they want. They want you to leave.
yeah,
So Demar's not really looking to score, or Fox in that looking to score in that situation. They're looking for the breakdown,
yeah.
and the Raptors continually leave their man get broken down, and it's either left open in the corner or that man's gonna cut to the rim every
And you
time.
see what I and this is where I'm like, I know you guys don't like it, but Pirtle
The
doesn't
coaching,
fit. I don't
no,
think the Pirtle
no.
fits this team, bro.
We
Like
need
in
a
my
we need a
mind,
mobile big. We
we need
do
a
need a
mobile
mobile.
big. So
Yeah,
then, but I'm
absolutely.
not saying that Pirtle doesn't have a role, but the money that
No,
he's making, like I
yeah.
feel like we need so like if Coloco just played, if Coloco was here,
Let's not do
that
that.
would have
Let's
been
not do
perfect.
that. Because
Let's
who
yeah
was great with that? Before we move on, but you know who was great with that role?
yeah.
Serge Ibaka. When we had Serge
Oh
and
yes.
Pascal,
Oh my god.
Serge,
That's
Serge was at the five, and
yeah
Serge was all over the court.
yeah
So you can let OG and Pascal roam a little bit,
yeah
and Serge could help out with the closeouts easily,
yes.
and still get back to the paint to help out a contestant
Especially
at the
him
rim.
playing center because
Yeah.
whenever he played the center, it was just like really fast. Everything was fast.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
god. Anyways, let's get to the next game. So this game was kind of heartbreaking as well.
Yeah. This is the one I missed. So I
Yeah,
got the last 2 minutes of this one.
yeah, it was sad because
Yeah.
we had like look, this is let me just show you James Harden's stat line, bro.
Oh
He
Lord.
was 5 for 17. He was
Yeah.
getting destroyed. He could not. The
Is it
Raptors was
typical James Harden midweek game?
yeah, the 13 free throws. The thing what I was
Yeah.
trying to say is
Yeah.
why aren't the Raptors blitzing these point guards? Because right now the ball handlers were James Harden,
Yeah.
Jones,
Norm Powell.
and Kevin Porter
Norm, right?
Jr. Kevin
Oh,
Porter
okay.
Jr. And
Yeah.
they were refused to blitz them, but they couldn't dribble the ball, and they would hold on to the
Ah,
ball for so long. And it's like if
yeah.
you just blitz the guy when you're defending him, like
Yeah.
there would have been so much more chaos. But it's like they let James Harden get into the game. Same
Yeah.
with Norman Powell. Well, Norman Powell they had him kind of like it seemed like they had a little scheme for him because
Okay.
he
He
wasn't
was. He
taking a
did play
lot of
great.
yeah, he
Yeah.
wasn't taking a lot of shots. Like if you can see, he only took 14 shots, and he's
Okay.
been taking way more shots than
Yeah, I
that,
was about to say
right?
his usage has been
Yeah,
super high right
yeah,
lately.
and his points came from the free throw line, right? So
Okay.
it was like a battle between him and Dick, which was another
Hey yo.
unfortunate. Sorry, Richard, and that was another unfortunate thing because I kind of
Yeah.
felt like Gradey wasn't like how is Gradey a shooter and he only gets 12 shots, bro? Like this is
Yeah.
where I'm like you're a point guard quickly. We'll talk about quickly in a second, but
Yeah. Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
point guard, bro, you need to get your man's shot shooting you. And
It's like we said before, Grady. The offense was looking for Grady in the
yeah,
beginning, the first few games, but you add a guy like quickly back, and you're gonna expect him to lose. Because remember, I don't know if you remember the quote last year or late last year where Darko was like, "I want quickly to shoot 10 threes a game,"
yeah,
right? And he's like, "I need him to put up at least 8 to 10 threes." So that's gonna take away from your offense a little bit when you slot him back into the lineup, right? Grady unfortunately gets the short end of the stick because he doesn't have the ball in his hand. He's depending on the offense to move the ball,
and that's
get
true.
him off the
But
cuts and stuff. Yeah,
but Sheldon, now you come back to me, right?
yeah,
The- Bro, I thought we were doing point 0.5 off. What happened to Darko's offense? Because
ah,
in this game,
yeah, Yeah.
look at the shots of Quickly.
Yeah.
18 shots, 15 shots for Barrett. Barrett wasn't having a good game, but
Hmm.
it was like ISO business. Like, look at the assists, bro. 3 assists for Barrett.
Yeah.
He wasn't moving. It was more
So
ISO heavy for both of
yeah.
them. And it was more in the and for Quickly, it was more in the fourth quarter when he was
Hmm.
trying to get win the game basically. And it was
Hmm.
just like, why is it like, are we going away from this ISO heavy? Because when the game's on the line,
Hmm.
and we saw these in the last few games where
Hmm.
it was just like no ball movement or
Yeah.
every the sharing
Execution was low. Yeah.
offense, right?
Yeah.
The sharing offense, but
Yeah.
instead he went right to the ISO.
Yeah. So
So
for Quickly, there's something to be said for a player that's coming off an injury, where especially a starting player where they miss some time,
mhm,
and I think there's a thought for teams to be like, let's get him going, right?
yeah,
Um, I I personally, for me, I think those things should be left for the early half of the game.
mhm,
Let's feel out your player, see if he has it or not. His first game back, you're not going to expect mind blowing numbers, but I need a player like that to recognize that, hey, maybe my shot isn't falling as well as it should be,
yeah,
right? Especially as a point guard,
yeah,
right? Okay, I want to get myself going, but I've taken maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 shots. Let's start moving the ball a little bit,
mhm,
right? You sat there for 6, 7 games. You've seen how we've played. You see how competitive we've been when the ball moves, when it touches, RJ Grady, Ochai, when it's moving like that.
mhm.
Guys are getting looks off the cut. Guys are getting looks off the screen, off the defense collapsing. You gotta stick to it, right? This is
And
the
that's
yeah,
but
this is the
then
problem.
is that coaching or is that now
It's both.
individual player?
It's both
Because
because if I'm a coach and I see that my player is going off of the scheme, especially in execution time, right? There's a thing where it's either the coach is going to trust you to do what you got to do, or he's going to say, "Hey, man, we got to win this game, and right now you don't have it. Let's run this." Right? If he doesn't, the coach can only do so much. He's not on the floor moving the ball. At that point, I think it's up to the player to say, "Hey, my shot's not falling," especially as a point guard.
yeah,
Let's get the ball moving.
yeah,
Let's get RJ going. Let's get Grady going. Let's get Ochai going. Right.
yeah. Because
Let's
the
get
player of
some
the
easy
game,
baskets.
the player
Yeah.
of this game was Ochai. Ochai was
Yeah.
playing, he was shooting and playing really well. Like, when I say
Yeah.
corner three is
It was
like
a perfect game for him.
yeah, three
Perfect
for
game for him.
six, 3 for 6
Yeah.
from 3 point range. And it's like, why are we not looking for players like that? Why are we not looking for Quickly? Like,
Again, the
and
second
I
quarter,
even in
man.
the last shot of the game. So
Yeah.
we can talk about this. This was really terrible. So last shot of the game.
Ugh.
Um, we
Ugh.
have Pirtle in the game. Okay, Pirtle has
Yeah.
been having the worst game
Yeah.
of the year. Right, all the
Yeah.
way at 12 rebounds. He was just getting killed by Zubats. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
they even put in Fernando, where Fernando came in playing some wicked
Had a
minutes
nice dunk. Yeah.
out of nowhere. He was scoring, and he
Yeah.
was he was actually doing very
He looked
well.
like an NBA player.
Yeah, he looked like he belonged, but then had
Yeah.
5 fouls in 9 minutes, or sorry, eight
That's
minutes. I
crazy.
don't know how you do that, but wait,
That's
whatever,
crazy.
right?
Yeah.
And then you put the ball in Pirtle's hands to try to.
And especially in closeout time when a team could just foul, like okay, like on the broadcast when they mention that okay, the Raptors have a foul to give or the other team has a foul to give or
Yeah.
they're in the bonus now, so every foul is a shot. I'm getting his behind out of this game. I'm
Oh
putting
my
my best
god!
shooters on the floor,
But I think
regardless of rebound,
I
regardless of rebounding,
but
and maybe
I
that was
think
his excuse.
I think Darko has this like very stubbornness that he needs to always have a center on the
I
floor.
don't think it's a stubbornness. I think it's just he doesn't. Like okay, for instance, the time when that game I can't remember who we were playing, but when Mobile got the ball
Yeah.
with like 3 or 4 seconds left, and we were tied or up one, something like that, and we had 2 timeouts left, and you see your player trapped in the corner, your center, you call a timeout in that moment. Like you
Bro,
don't hesitate,
that
you
happened in this
scream
game too.
timeout,
That happened in
and
this
you
game
just let
too.
the clock run out, and I'm like, wait a minute, we had 2 timeouts and you didn't call one of them?
It happened in
Oh,
this game too. So what ended up
crazy.
happening is there was the Clippers threw away the ball, but
Yeah,
quickly caught it.
yeah.
Anybody was falling out of bounds.
Just a
No,
simple
no
timeout, man.
timeouts were called until
Oh
quickly
my god.
screaming timeout, timeout, and then they give him the
Yeah.
timeout, and it was just like everyone's like, What?
Yeah,
Why would the coach?
that's on coach. And you know what? It's not just Darko, the entire bench.
Uh,
Because there's
hey, get
coaches
rid
there
of
who
the
have to
only
be
coach
like,
I like there is Jabba. Everyone
yeah.
else can
Oh,
fling
Jam is a
off.
gem. He's a gem, man.
Yeah,
We talk
Jabba's.
about development. He's a star too.
It's
Um,
Pat Delaney. That dude. What's
there's
what?
got to be somebody there with a clipboard that is like, hey, we have two timeouts left. Let's call one of them with,
Yeah,
we're up one or we're down one, whatever the case. Like, let's get organized here.
yeah,
So
yeah.
to me, bro, it's just a rookie coaching move
But
or
he ain't a
mistake.
rookie coach though.
He
That's
is a
the
rookie
thing.
coach. It's his first year,
Second year, bro.
man. That don't count.
Second year, bro. No, no,
That don't
yo.
count.
He's been a coach for 23 years. It's his second year, bro.
Okay,
Come
I'll
on,
give you that. I'll give you that.
come
I'll
on,
give
bro.
you that. I'll give you that.
Anyways,
I'll give
let's.
you that.
So the Raptors went 0-3. We predicted that they would win one game,
Yeah, I thought they would
but
squeeze out one.
we unfortunately couldn't. Like we should. To be honest,
We should
bro,
have beat the
all
Clippers.
three of these games could have been winnable, except yeah, the Kings they kind of got away. But
Yeah. Damn. Again?
yeah, disappeared again.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. So let's go
We
into
have a lot of
the
editing to
Raptors
do, bro.
Raptors rewards this year, this game. All right,
Ain't
let's.
nobody getting no awards. Or three, no one getting no change.
Oh, MVP.
I'm
That's
kidding.
wrong one. Okay,
Go ahead. What
it's
you
gonna be
got?
at the bottom. Okay,
Player of the
so
week?
offensive player of the week.
I'm gonna go with we gave it to Grady last week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Ochai this week. Ochai played a great.
Oh, I like that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I
And,
like that one.
the reason why I'm giving it to Ochai, he played his role perfectly. Like, I couldn't have asked more from Ochai this week.
Yeah,
He did everything correctly. He's been playing out of his mind defensively. He's proven that he has a spot in this future core,
yeah,
right? Like, he reminds me of Norman Powell after his rookie year when he had the great
yeah.
playoff run, and he because we didn't know what Norm was coming out of college. Is he too
That's
short?
true.
Is he not strong enough? He's not
Six
fast enough.
four. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like
You know who's
and
funny? You say that. Just sorry,
yeah.
it just came to
No,
my
go ahead,
mind.
man. Go ahead, go ahead.
Jacoby Walters
Yes,
reminds me of Norm Powell. Yo. Like
he does a little bit.
the same kind of shiftiness. I don't know. Yeah, sorry.
He
Continue on.
does.
So
But yeah,
I like.
Ocha has been great, man. I'm gonna give him the player of the week offensively,
Mhm.
because he's been a star in his role. I'm gonna give him that, and he's been the most consistent also on offense
Yes, yes.
these last few weeks. So I'm gonna give it to him.
So I was actually going to give it to him as well because I have, you know what? I've been killing this guy all summer long, and bro, he's been improving. He
Yeah,
shoot,
did he go to
bro.
summer league too?
He was terrible at something.
He was
That's
in
why
summer. Yeah, he was in summer league, right?
he
Yeah,
was terrible. I'm like,
as
yo,
a
you're
third
a
year
year
player.
four
Yeah,
player
four. You're
getting
four. Wow.
killed by non NBA types.
By
Okay.
1 year college players.
Oh my gosh.
And
So
journeyman.
I'll give it to Abaji this time.
Yeah, shout out to him, man.
Defensive player of the week. Who you liking?
Defensive player of the week. That's a tough one because our defense has been kind of shaky.
Terrible.
Uh, I don't know. I can't give it to anybody, man.
Yeah.
Defensive player of the week. I'm gonna go with the referees on this one.
I'll go. You know, I think I agree with you. I don't think our defense has been very
Nah,
good.
it hasn't been good enough.
Um, I would maybe give it to even Mitchell just because.
He had a
Yeah,
few
he's
good
actually yeah, he
moments.
had a
Yeah,
few good moments.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's the rookie of the week. Now here's the shocker here. This one is the one I think. Yo,
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear you first.
Jamison Battle.
Really?
Bro, my man has been shooting. I like him playing the four. I like him
Okay.
at the four, and
The
yeah,
four, like
yeah,
as
he
as like a space, like on offense, you mean?
Spacer. Yeah, yeah, I
Okay,
like him at
not
the four, bro.
defensively.
No,
Okay,
although
he's
he
scared me.
was playing okay defensively, bro. Like, okay, first game
Well,
he had 5 points, one for four for three. You
yeah,
know, against the Kings he had 6 points, and then against okay maybe
yeah.
I don't know. I
That's
kind
what
of
he did.
felt like I like the way that he shoots, and I like the positioning, and it just spreads the floor a bit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
unfortunately, it's like none of our rookies really did that well.
No, they had a tough week this week.
Yeah, it's a tough week.
Jacoby got injured again. Jamal Shed is kind of, I don't want to say regressed, but
I don't
The
know, bro.
opportunity hasn't been there for him really this
I
week.
I to be honest, bro, I don't know. I think you should split the minutes between him and Mitchell. I don't
I
see
agree. I agree.
Mitchell doing. I in my mind, I don't think Mitchell
I don't think
is
he's
the
part of the long
future.
term plan. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think
so
he's part of the long term plan.
why let him? Why not let split it with
Uh,
Jamal Shed? Because
I'm a,
there's not much of a drop off.
no, I agree. But what I
Yeah,
think it is, it comes back to a status thing. You know, he's been an
yeah,
NBA player for a couple years now, and you got to give him his due. He's playing. He's not playing bad, but he's also not like giving you enough to get over the hump, as you can see these last
yeah,
three straight losses, right? So I agree. Give Shed a little more run. He's proved that he can adjust his game.
yeah,
Right, they're leaving him wide open for the three. So if he's able to either knock down a couple or get
yeah,
a different option, then sure. But he's shown that he can learn on the fly, right? And he's definitely an NBA player
yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Okay, any surprises of this week? Who you got surprised?
Surprise of the week. Uh, has anyone surprised me this week? Not
My
really.
surprise is Darko
Oh,
doing amazing coaching to like. How do you coach to
oh
lose some
man.
of these two games? Like almost like
I'm not giving him that. No,
yeah,
no.
bro, that was masterful, bro. How do you give Pirtle the ball at the end of the clock?
Oh
Him
man.
playing the worst game of his whole year, and you give it to
Listen,
him at the end of the clock twice? Not once, twice. That's
Dark. Like I said,
that's
I,
masterful, bro. That's masterful. Like,
I still have my reservations about him because he's doing so well on the developmental side that I kind of just wink at the coaching mistakes down the stretch because I know he's never been in this position before at this level. Like the NBA is a different monster. You're dealing with the refs,
mm,
right? And as a young team, you got to fight the refs, man. At some point, you're also developing your players, you're coaching your players at the same time, and he's new to this. Again, I'm gonna give him a pass
okay,
for
okay.
now,
Let me
but I
just
do see the
let me just
mistakes. Let me say that I see a
I'm gonna
lot of
just
the mistakes.
interrupt you right now.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
it's 3 seconds left in the game. You're
Yeah,
down two. Okay, down two. You're gonna inbound the ball. Who on the Raptors is inbounding the ball for you? Who on the Raptors?
I'm not giving it to Grady because I need Grady to catch the ball
Thank you.
and get
Sorry,
fouled.
you already
I'm not
outcoached
giving it
Darko right there
to.
because you
I'm not
gave it
giving
to
it to.
Grady.
Yeah,
Okay, Grady
I
was
might even
inbounding the
take
ball.
I might even take RJ out of the game because RJ's been kind of cold with his free throws, especially in the second half of the game. Um, but again,
Your best shooter should be in the game. Your
absolutely
best
that's
shooter.
without question, and that's why I don't understand how these coaches. I know the NBA now has like at least 35 assistant coaches. Like half the bench is assistant coaches. There's like three rows of assistant coaches. Nobody could have yelled timeout from the bench.
Man's
Come
is
on, man.
man's
We
is
got to do
yo.
better.
He knows the assignment. Yo, Masai showed up,
So
showed
I was in
up
the stands.
the
He was in the
Rutter's
stands.
game. Okay, it's
Yeah,
the Rutter's
yeah.
game. He knows the assignment, fam.
I
All
agree.
right. So
Hey,
let's go through the predictions this week. We got okay.
the
First up,
Lakers tonight.
we got the Lakers tonight. But first up, I
Yeah.
want to let you know that the NBA Cup starts this week.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. We
Yeah.
got a couple
So
playing games.
yeah, Raptors are playing two games in the cup. They're gonna play the
Nice.
Bucks and they're gonna play Pistons this week. So
Okay,
now,
it's pretty good game.
hear me out here. I
I don't
know I
want to
want
hear
my
this.
Raptors to lose. I know,
I
like
don't
that's
want to
how it
hear
is.
it. Don't
But
say it, Andre.
I think we should win the NBA Cup, bro.
Don't say
I
it.
think we should
Come
go
on,
all
man.
out on the NBA Cup, bro. Like let's
Oh,
do
we
it,
need
yo.
to
What are
do
you
this.
saying right now?
No,
Like the
man. We
Bucks
gotta
aren't
tank.
there for Pickens right now. Let's
Okay,
take
okay.
the
You know what?
Bucks.
You know what? You know what? You know what I'll say to that
Yeah.
is that it'll be good for the young guys to win something.
Someone was saying that today earlier, like, oh, it was
It'll
on
be good for
Twitter
them to. Yeah,
that they feel so bad for the players because they've been so close for like
yeah,
7 games straight, and they
yeah.
just But let's win. Let's go out and try to win in the cup, bro.
Hey,
What's
that's
wrong with that?
100. Was it 100 grand for each player to
Hey,
win? So I wouldn't mind that. But again, are we gonna have a healthy team? Are we gonna have a full squad?
I just
It's I see Scotty's eyes looking fully red.
yeah, he's
The
Sharingan.
chlorine.
That's if you know Naruto, like Sharingan, that's what he's doing. He's getting his eye prepared, baby.
Yeah,
But
man.
the Raptors are playing the Lakers tonight, so that's game
Yep.
one. We got the Bucks on I think Tuesday or something like that,
Man.
and we got the Pistons, and these are NBA Cup qualifying games, and then
Okay.
we play the dreaded Boston Celtics. So,
Oh
what
boy.
are your
At home or
predictions
on the
this
road?
week at Boston?
Oh,
We're
that's
gonna be on
tough.
the road all game except all week except for the Pistons.
Wow.
Yeah,
So we can't even get one. Oh, all right.
yeah.
Who's up first? LA
LA
tonight.
tonight.
Tonight might be a little more competitive.
I think Raptors losing tonight.
Oh, we're
Yo,
definitely losing. I never said we're winning. I never said we're
JJ
winning.
Redick needs a win tonight. Like
AD has been a monster. He's right now. He's my MVP right now. Um,
wow.
yeah, his numbers are, psh.
Funny, I
And
was gonna ask you about that after
yeah,
in the run. Yeah,
his numbers. Just to quickly say, but his numbers have been extremely efficient, and he looks like what we've always expected him to be, minus the injuries, right?
yeah.
Minus the inconsistency. He has been consistent the entire year so far. I know it's very early, but he's looking really good. Tonight, I'm gonna go with a competitive loss. I'm gonna start
Mhm.
calling it that. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be closer than it was in Toronto because that game was not close, even though the score at the end somewhat close, but it's not gonna be close. It was not close in Toronto. It'll be closer tonight.
Mhm.
Um, what's the next game? Milwaukee
So
NBA
next
Cup.
game is the Milwaukee Bucks at Milwaukee for the
That's a
first NBA
loss.
Cup game.
I'll tell you why it's going to be another loss for the Raptors. Milwaukee needs a win more than LeBron needs a
They needed
hairline.
to win today and they lost. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad in Milwaukee, but
Yeah.
again, this is my thing, right? Milwaukee's a big team, and the Raptors have struggled against bigger teams. You see how Zubac had his way with Pirtle. I can't
Mhm.
imagine what Giannis and Brooke Lopez, sorry,
Yeah.
are gonna have a field day in there.
Yeah.
Um, I do like our chances if we get a good game from RJ and quickly, because Lillard can't play defense for a lick.
Nope. No, he can't.
Um, if we
The
get
Bucks defense they're just as bad as
It's
the
bad.
Raptors.
It's bad. Yeah, this is bad. But I always listen. We were talking about the Nuggets and how they played so-so. There's something to be said of a championship team. Like some role players just know how to get it done. The Bucks haven't shown that this year, but I think against a team like us, we're depleted and we're young. Like we have so much going against us. We're a young team and we don't even have our full squad.
Yeah.
I don't see us winning. We could beat the Bucks, but the Bucks are desperate for a win. There's too many eyes on them right now.
Mhm.
Giannis's comments the other day about the mystery person that he said, if you don't want to be here, you can leave. We still got to find out who that was. I don't know if you
It's
saw
got
that
to be
clip.
Doc, bro. It's got
It's
to be Doc.
someone. He
It's
had
got to be
it was a locker room interview, a little scrum interview, and he turned to the side, and someone off camera and said, "If you don't want to be here, you can leave." And if your star player, who they've given the entire state of Wisconsin to,
Yeah.
says that, he's frustrated. And he's expressed already about trades and leaving the team. He's planted the seed. He's planted the seed. So
Yeah.
uh, the Bucks need a win. If they don't get a win against the Raptors, I expect a trade to happen because it's losses like that or games like that. If you lose to a team you're supposed to win against, especially like us, like if teams lose against us, they're looking internally like we
Okay,
need a
hold on.
team. We
You
need a
say
team meeting.
trade? Are you saying a
Yeah,
trade or a coach firing?
they can't fire Doc. This will
Why
be their
not,
third coach fired in 2 years. They'll have four coaches on the books. There's
bro?
no way
We already know
they
the
can't. They're
issues
still paying Budenholzer. You know that, right?
and Adrian Griffin.
And Adrian Griffin. So they fired
Oh, oh,
that'll be four head coaches on the books.
mm, oh
There's no
no,
way. There's no way that happens. He's
oh.
not going anywhere. So it'll be a trade, bro. I'm telling you,
So, like,
it'll be a
okay,
trade.
hypothetically, what are you trading for? Are you
You got to
trading
start
for
with Brook
a
Lopez.
small?
You got to start small. You got to start with Brook Lopez. You can't trade Middleton. He hasn't been playing this year. You can't trade Dame's contract is too big, so it won't be an easy move.
What are
You're
you
not
trading
trading.
Brook
You're not
Lopez?
trading Giannis, right? Like there's nothing else. You don't have anything else. Connaughton, what's he gonna get you? Nothing,
Brook
right?
Lopez, like who?
You got to
I
start
don't
with
know.
Brook Lopez.
So who you? like who would be a suitor for him? Like the Lakers? I
Uh,
don't even think
it,
because
I'm
I
not even
don't know.
looking at the
Like
other team. I'm just looking at the Bucks. The Bucks have to make a change somehow, some way. These dudes were dancing and doing the Dougie when they fired Adrian Griffin, and they haven't won anything since. Right, so
wow.
it's gonna be a player move. Whether it's for draft picks or whether it's for another player, who knows? But they're gonna start
So I think
fresh.
that's a shake something up. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna shake it up.
Um, what
Yeah,
about the Pistons? What do you think? You think we can get the Pistons?
I think we can get the Pistons. My only thing is the guard play for the Pistons right now is looking really good.
Yep.
Cade Cunningham, all their guards, even
Jaden Ivey
Jaden Ivey's looking good.
and
Um,
Durant always kills us, bro.
Duran is like
I
the
don't know.
athletic big is just a kryptonite to us, man.
Yeah.
If we had a
And
guy
what's
like
his name?
Loco, let me not say.
Yeah. And then
Let me-
Boston, obviously, I think that's a loss. Like I don't know.
But you know what? We
Brown
played
is
Boston
out.
well. We played
Brown is
Boston
out.
well in the pre LeBron.
Jalen Brown.
Oh,
He's
Jalen
been
Brown.
out this
Oh, okay.
week. Yeah.
It doesn't matter, man. They can have Tatum Brown. Everybody on that
Yeah.
team is a well-oiled machine, bro, and they
Okay.
look like.
So you're saying 1-3. You're going 1-3.
I'm gonna go bold. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 2-2 league.
So I'm doing two. I'm going to go 2-2. I think they'll beat
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna
Bucks,
say we
and I
beat the
think they'll
Bucks.
beat the
Yeah, I say we beat
Pistons.
the Bucks.
Yeah.
And when we beat the Bucks, I'm gonna expect Stephen A. Smith to go on first take and say they have to blow it up. Because how the hell could you lose to the Toronto Raptors?
Of course. Of
You
course.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because what's his name didn't lose to us.
Who's
Uh,
that?
oh my God, things are escaping me. Who we played twice? Denver.
Denver. Yeah, yeah. Jokic,
Jokic
yeah,
didn't lose to us. Beat
yeah.
both of us time both times.
And both those wins, Jokic really proved that he was, hey, this is my
40
team. I'm a
points
star.
and a triple
Yeah,
double.
like
Oh man.
you know
All
what I
right,
mean.
let's talk about around the league.
Yes, it's been an
Okay,
interesting week, man.
NBA, NBA, NBA has been talking about expansion.
Yes,
NBA, let me pull up the like the NBA is really pushing for possibly a Seattle Supersonics
yeah.
reborn
It looks like it
and a Vegas team because like Vegas they
because
need to be
money.
in Vegas. They gotta be in
Because
Vegas.
money.
And money.
Yeah.
And I first off, these franchises are gonna cost like upwards of
Oh,
3 to 5 billion each.
yeah. Stadiums, all that stuff.
Well, the stadium's already built in Seattle
Seattle, yeah, yeah, but still,
in Vegas. So yeah, but then
operating costs and everything like that.
yeah. So but then they were talking about remapping, right? Because if you get
I like it.
Vegas and Seattle back in the
Yeah,
NBA, that's
yeah.
two West teams, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now so
The
here's the
balance there.
mapping someone was saying. You put Boston Knicks, Brooklyn and Sixers in one division. The
Yeah,
Raptors
please
get
take us
Pistons,
out.
Cleveland, and Washington,
Oh
and
man.
then down south would be Hornets, Atlanta, Magic, and Heat.
Yeah.
But then here's the cool thing, the kicker: you get Memphis in the Eastern Conference where they technically belong.
Yeah, I like that one. I like Memphis in the East.
The
And
other one
especially
had Minnesota,
yeah.
in it, so there's this one here.
Oh, like that.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think I like this one better because I think actually Minnesota
The
is
distance.
yeah.
Yeah.
But as you can see, Memphis has New Orleans because New Orleans could be an East team too as well.
They can. Yeah, they can. They can. They can.
So you got New Orleans.
You can slot the I don't know if they want to break up that Texas triangle.
I don't think so
Yeah, I think they want to keep that in the same division because that's
because
a lot of history there.
that's where that's it, right?
Yeah.
So, but look at Minnesota, bro. Like, look at that.
Yeah, unless they put that Vegas team in the Jazz, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. It's
that
tough.
like this makes more sense. I
Yeah,
like.
it does.
I also think they should go another two teams because I think they should put one in Vancouver, and I think they should put one.
It will happen. Unfortunately, Vancouver, their situation, from what I heard the last time, is that yeah, they have the fan base. Yes, they have the history there, but business wise, putting another Canadian team there is not feasible, right? Due to our ridiculous taxes and
Mm.
and all those things. Remember, Google turned down an offer to build their Google City in Toronto because they couldn't afford it.
There's more.
Right?
There's
So,
more to that. That wasn't even. It wasn't even that. There was more. They wanted to do. They wanted to get tax exemptions,
oh
and
hell
City of
no!
Toronto did not want to do that. Rob
So
Ford said,
imagine,
"Hell no."
so imagine now, the NBA is not gonna put another team in Canada. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think they might have a chance here. We well, if we get a good ownership group, like
That's the key.
Bell just
That's
came
the
out
key. Yeah.
of the MLSE, right? Bell
Right.
could do it.
Yeah.
Tannenbaum could probably, because of how the tensions are with Ed Rogers, maybe they do
Yeah.
something. I don't know. So
It's possible, but like you said, the ownership group does play a huge part in that because the last one was absolutely terrible.
mhm.
It's horrendous.
Other news here is the Norm Powell.
Yeah.
Norman Powell has been on a stretch
All
that
star Norman Powell.
all star, about
Yeah.
to be most improved player of the year.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only other person that has a, a points differential like him is Grady Dick. So it seems
Wow.
like those two are going at it
Who
right
would have
now.
thought
Who would
Grady
have
Dick
thought
and Norman Powell in the race for
in a
most
race?
improved? That's
But the
crazy.
thing is, like, we're gonna revisit that deal to
Yeah.
send
Oh
our
boy.
dear Norm Powell to the Blazers for Gary Trent Jr. And where are they now, bro? So
You see,
Gary, yeah, go ahead.
can I give my thoughts real quick? Because
Sure.
it's short. It's very short. So a lot of times you just got to spend the money, man.
Yeah,
Just spend the money. If you have a player like Norm Powell, you know what he is. He grew up in your system. He shined. He's a champion. He was a integral part of our growth and our winning ways. Right? Imagine a vet like him on the team right now,
yeah.
who can give you 24 points a game or whatever. Maybe not 24, but just the scoring, his efficiency right now. Like his defense has always been pretty good, but
I
why do
bring it.
we give up on him so fast, man?
I bring it up. I bring this up because we think about money, right? And
Yeah,
there is about $40 million sitting on our bench injured or
yeah,
more. Okay,
yeah,
are not part of their future. Like we have
yeah.
Bruce Brown, he's not part of the future. We have Chris
How
Boucher.
far is he out? Because we're like what? This is the third week in the
Yeah,
season.
we don't know when he's coming back. That
He's supposed
man
to be back
has
now. I thought I heard 3 weeks.
hey
Anyway, let me
hey
not get to it. I'm
Bruce
not talking about
Brown
his cowboy outfits either.
23 million. We got Boucher making 11 million. He's
Yeah,
not
I
even
think
part of the future. And
yeah,
then
he's
there's
out
some
of here. He's
you know.
out of
So
here,
these are things that imagine that was some of that money was. This always goes back to Pascal.
bro.
Like Pascal wanted
Yeah,
40 million. You couldn't. You're telling me
but
but
listen.
I know. I'm not saying
Norm wanted a
more of a
bump at
role.
the time. He
Yeah.
got 90 million from the Blazers. Yeah, this is from the Blazers at the time.
Mhm.
Bro, that deal that he's on right now would be a steal for what he's producing.
Yeah.
Right? At the time it looked like a lot of money, but bro, how much people are getting $100 million contracts right now
No.
that are coming off the bench, not even putting up 20 points a game. Right?
Like
So
Pirtle.
give him
Like
the money. Give them the money. Just give
I'm a proponent of giving players money. Like
absolutely, because the NBA is never out of money, right?
yeah.
They're always on the incline in terms of revenue, right?
Mhm.
There hasn't been a year since '99 when the lockout happened that the NBA has taken a hit. They're talking about how the viewership is down and blah blah blah. But it has gone again. You bet.
That's another. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, but
Yeah,
that is another conversation to be had
it
because
is. It
it
is.
seems like the league is talking about that we're losing viewership,
I was
right?
just mentioning that before you dipped out.
Yeah.
Like,
So, oh, you said sorry. So
yeah.
you want to continue on? Then I apologize. Then.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, yeah, like they're saying that they're losing viewership. Personally, I think that's due to the games not being locally televised as
Mhm.
much as they once were, right? Like
Yeah,
nowadays you got to have TSN 8 and Sportsnet Burlington just to watch Raptors games. Like it's
it's
ridiculous.
funny. It's funny you say that. There's a guy that called in on because I listened to Seattle satellite radio, XM
Yeah,
satellite radio, and a guy called in from Denver, and he said if they could, like, first of all, it's so hard for him to watch a game in Denver. One,
wow.
he
Nuggets
can't watch it
games?
on league. Yeah, he said,
Wow.
okay, because Comcast is having a feud with
Yeah.
some I think one of the another network. They're
Okay.
refusing to play the Nuggets games. So there's
Wow.
that. Then he's like, okay, well, if I go to another broadcaster,
Yeah.
they only have a certain amount of games, and then if he goes on League Pass, he can't watch the games because they're
Because
blacked
of
out.
blackouts, yeah, yeah, it's ridiculous, and
It's
the
ridiculous.
NBA should be ashamed because they're collecting all this money from TV
That's not
rights.
even on the NBA, right? That's not the NBA. That's the TV.
But you have okay, but it's your product though, right? It's
But
your product. You should be able to have it,
you can't
yeah,
control how it's distributed on the
like
stuff
a
that
local level.
yeah. Because if you
That's
think about
where,
TSN and
yeah,
right now here in Canada, you can
yeah,
only watch it on TSN or Sportsnet,
sports,
right?
yeah,
You cannot buy like I could you can't watch the Raptor games on uh
cable, like
on
regular cable TV.
regular cable. You can't
Yeah,
watch it on League Pass because
yeah,
you have to. It's blacked out.
yeah,
Imagine if you say okay, if the NBA wouldn't black out the League Pass, that kind
right,
of puts Rogers and Bell
yeah, in a
out
position,
of a
yeah,
thing, right?
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's such a finicky line, right? Because these
yeah,
broadcasters need to make their dough, but at the same time they're sitting there having fights, and I don't know. I am a proponent of like, hey, if I know Amazon is starting to
yeah,
get into the
yeah. I was
streaming thing,
just getting to that. Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
another guy came on stream online and said, "Hey, we're older. We want to
yeah,
watch the games. We don't know
yeah.
about how to download
How
things
to
and blah
stream?
blah
Yeah,
blah
yeah,
and
yeah. I was
stream and
just
stuff
getting
like
to
that.
that. Yeah,
We just
yeah.
want to watch. We just want to watch the games, and it's just like it's such a weird like because I'm a product designer. These are what we call user edge cases and stuff like that.
Right.
That we have to you have to kind of build for because these people are still part of your fan base and you want to
Right.
build for them and that's how you grow the game, right? Because
Mhm.
for me, Mike, my cousin, one of the
Yeah.
things reason why we
Shout out
got into
Mike.
the game is our grandfather used to watch the games. My
Right.
dad used to
Right.
watch. My grandfather watched the games. We'd sit there and watch it, and that's how we
Yeah.
fell in love
Same.
with
Same. Same
baseball and
here.
basketball and stuff like that,
Yep.
right?
It was on
So
cable TV. Yeah.
it's part of the family traditions to kind of have
Yep.
those. So it's an interesting problem that the league is facing because of that. But another
Yeah.
thing too is that there's a lot more what's the word competition for visual cues. You got
Yep.
NFL at the same time. You have
Yes.
hockey that's trying to do something, and
Yep.
then obviously still social media. So yeah, a
So
lot of
my
things.
question is, do you like just on that topic here? Do you think just the way that we consume media now is a big part of that? Because you said like back in the day, and I as well, my family used to sit around the TV and watch Bulls games
Mhm.
and Raptors games once they started playing. Like we don't have that anymore because everything is so on demand, right?
Mhm.
You have your league pass, which is not the greatest,
No,
but a lot of people consume media in an on-demand form. So
yeah.
I can pause this, I can go here. Like live TV now, they got pause and rewind and DVR and all these things.
Mhm.
I think it's just the way we consume media that the NBA hasn't really caught up to yet, right? Because I should be able to have the NBA app, right? And I was saying I should have the NBA app and be able to surf the games, right? Like online, just like
Yeah.
we used to have court surfing, where
Mhm.
they'd flip flop from game to game. That should be a thing right by now,
Yeah,
right? And
and
I
it's
think
and
that,
it's all about money and the media, and
yeah,
to answer your question, yes, it is the way that we consume media, but
yeah,
as a designer, that's
yeah,
what you're supposed to do is find out how these
adjust,
people
right?
are
Right,
learn how they are consuming media and then meet them where they are. Right?
yeah,
If
yeah,
someone is always on their phone, like the NBA app has to be better.
way
Um,
better, yeah.
One thing I haven't complained about it yet this year is the fact that the NBA sold the NBA.ca,
Did they?
yeah, to sporting news, and it is a horrible experience
Oh
because you
boy,
think, yeah, if you go to NBA.com right now, it
yeah.
is it is the sporting news. It's not NBA.com. So they sold it in the Canadian sphere, and it's just such a bad
What?
experience. Yeah,
Why would they do that?
well, money, right? Money like,
Oh
and
boy,
it's annoying because it's like sometimes we find out that hey, it looks like Canada's an afterthought, and just like what you're saying, oh, I don't think they'll go back to Vancouver. Well, when you have a plan like the way that they don't have a plan for Canada. That's what it
Yeah, they
feels
don't. They
like, right?
don't. They don't. They
And
don't.
because of money and whatever, and
Yeah,
the Canada can handle another team, like they really could.
I agree. I agree.
So yeah,
I mean,
um,
we've proven it with not to cut you off, but we've proven it with
yeah,
when we were at the championship year. You know, like we
yeah,
were averaging some ridiculous numbers
crazy
in
numbers,
terms of
but
viewership.
they don't
It doesn't
record
count
into the
towards. Yeah,
U.S. Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
that's the problem, right? And we need to change that rating system and how we take in money and stuff like that. There's got to be an improvement there.
Absolutely.
Um, but interesting enough about the Clippers, Norman Powell, and there was a trade request that came through that the Clippers declined is that the Clippers could have had uh, Andrew Wiggins and Kaminga for Paul George. What are your thoughts on that?
Wow.
Yeah, they declined the offer and then Paul
So
George walked.
that's on the Clippers.
Mhm.
That's interesting. Was it a straight up trade, player,
Yep.
for
Well,
one?
there
Wow,
were those were the main pieces. We didn't know what other
that
pieces.
is a huge. You know what? Also, the Warriors. Why are you giving up on Kaminga and Moody? Sorry, on Kaminga. Like he's in every single trade rumor when it comes to the Warriors. I don't know what it is with him, with this guy.
I I
He's a
wonder if
good
it's
player.
I wonder if it's because of the fact that Andrew Wiggins and him play like literally the same kind of position, and that
But they're trying to get
Kaminga
rid of
is
both.
yeah. Well, and then Kaminga is not actually living up to what they thought he would be, and
That's not
I
fair.
think, and that's not fair because I think
Not
he's like young. He's like the
fair.
youngest.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
But not even that. We're forgetting one thing. He plays with Steph Curry.
Yeah,
Right? So what are you expecting from a guy that plays besides Steph Curry, who's not another shooter, right? Kaminga is a slasher, slash, energy guy right now. He's not a ISO player yet, but he
yeah,
has a lot of skill, and a lot of upside. And I think that, you know, it, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. But Steve Kerr is a horrible developmental coach.
yeah.
Absolutely terrible when it comes to developing young players. They Since he's taken over, I don't think they've actually developed a good
No, no,
defense,
they have.
a good
Look at what happened
young
to
player.
Wiseman. Look what happened
Yeah,
to even Moody. Isn't as like we thought he would be really good, and it hasn't been panned out. But
they
look
they,
at this.
they, they had DiVincenzo, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken, right?
they had DiVincenzo.
And they let him go.
Podzowski's playing really
Podges,
well.
yeah,
They draft really well.
but they don't develop. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. But
They
like,
could have,
look at the standings here. I don't
yeah.
know. Steve Kerr got these guys on something. They're 8-2 right now.
No, 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 no. Buddy Hield.
Uh, well, you
Buddy
asked
Hield
like,
has gotten him on something.
what Buddy Hill? What is he smoking? Because I
Buddy
don't
Hield
know.
is whatever. But I don't know if he's going to Steph Curry's house for dinner, but
Yeah,
whatever that man is doing, he better continue
he's
because
the splash unk. That's what he is.
yeah,
Yeah, he's the splash unk.
splash by.
Yeah. So, last thing I wanted to kind of talk about is like the standings. Like, we want
Yeah,
to, first of all, let's go to the East, right?
yeah, yeah,
Here is the stat that okay, so we got Cleveland at 11-0. We
yeah.
got Boston at 9-2.
Do you believe in
I,
that? I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it.
you don't,
11
you mean in Cleveland?
No, not at all.
I believe in it.
Fool's gold. Fool's gold.
I believe in it. I think they have the recipe to win. They have look look at their team. They have the recipe. The only thing that they're missing is a wing defender.
Can I tell you why they're 11-0?
Why?
They're
Tell me.
they're the healthiest team in the league right now.
Hey, that's a skill though. That's a
They are
skill.
the healthiest team in the league.
Hey, but that's a
Right?
skill. You can't knock them for that, bro.
Look
You
at the
can't
rest of
knock.
the standings. Look at the rest of the standings. Boston missing Jalen Brown.
Yeah,
The Knicks, right? They traded for Cat, so they're still trying to figure it out.
yeah.
The Hornets. Wait, what am I looking? I'm looking at something
But,
else. Sorry, I'm
what I
looking at
was going to
division.
go into is that the East only has two winning teams.
My point exactly.
Two winning teams. That's the I've never seen this
My
ever.
point
Like
exactly. The
two winning
Sixers
teams.
are depleted, right? Like a lot of teams are either figuring it out or they're just hurt,
Like, how
right?
is the Sixers 1-7, Bucks 2-8, the same record as the Raptors?
Yeah.
Yo, I say we trade. If Milwaukee wants to do that, let's trade something and get Milwaukee's first round pick. And
And what? Look at Orlando
but
started off hot. Now they're 5-6.
yeah,
They
same
lost
with the
back
Knicks.
Carroll.
Knicks went and they're 4-5 now, right?
Yeah,
Orlando. The reason why they're dropping is because they
Ben
lost
Carroll.
Paulo, right?
Yeah,
So this East is very weird, man. And then we go to the West and look at the West, bro.
Suns,
As
Thunder,
usual,
Warriors. Yeah,
like the Sacramento Kings are out of the West playoffs, and they would be third in
yeah.
the East.
This
You
is
know?
why they need reshuffling, bro. This is why they need reshuffling in the league because for a long time the West has been competitive, and I don't know if it's because how they draft or what or the style of play, but the West needs some kind of reshuffle. There's a lot of teams that were contenders that never got through,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Weren't able to compete, and you had like teams in the East that were eight seeded Miami Heat
yeah,
who were made it to the finals. Like we don't want to see that.
yeah,
We don't want to see that because really and truly they just had a hot streak, but they weren't really contenders,
yeah,
and that's proven because they haven't gone back since, right? Or they haven't even been competitive since. But this league needs a shakeup. I
yeah,
think the new crop of players coming in, especially what we have now and next year's pool, is going to shake the league
yeah.
entirely, right?
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. So, last thing we want to talk about is okay. Early, we're talking early right now.
Yeah, yeah.
This is not. It's 10 games in. 10 games is not enough to kind of talk about
Oh,
MVP.
small sample size.
Small sample size, but right now, who do you have leading that charge from what you've kind of seen throughout the year? Like, who's your top five right now?
My top five. So I'm going to go Anthony Davis.
Hmm.
I'm going to go Jokic.
Yep.
Um,
I don't think he'll win it though.
no, I don't there's no way to give him four MVPs. Then they got to look at him and LeBron in the same category, and that's where it gets
Hey,
sticky.
someone said, yo, LeBron and him at the same age.
Let's not
He's a
do it,
little
man.
bit
Let's not do
better. Uh,
Let's not
LeBron
do it.
people ain't go, LeBron Tonians,
Don't
they ain't
do
gonna
it,
like that
man.
one.
Don't do it. The Brontonians. I like that. Um, I'm gonna go. uh,
Like Phoenix is up.
yeah, I
You
was
can
gonna mention
say
KD.
KD.
I was gonna mention KD as a potential, but that team is looking more like a team right
Hmm.
now. Um, those role players have stepped up huge. My guy
Tyus Jones.
Nurkic, Tyus Jones, they
Yeah.
needed him
They
badly.
needed him bad, yo. And
They needed a
they
point
got him
guard.
for like a mil, bro. They got him for
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
mil. That's
absolutely.
yeah.
And we've been crying for them to get a point guard for the longest time, and they
Yeah.
finally got one. Also, what's his name?
Shay.
Nurkic is playing well.
Hmm.
Yeah, obviously Shea is in the MVP discussion. But yeah, what's that? Four.
That's
I'm gonna give you. Ooh, it's tough, man. It's tough, tough, tough. I'm gonna throw in Anthony Edwards.
hey. Okay.
Go ahead.
It's interesting you say, you said
He's
this.
fringe for me.
The
He's fringe. He's fringe.
He's French. But here's the interesting thing. You didn't say
Yeah.
Luca.
No.
You
No.
didn't even say Luca. And you know what? This is the year right now where Denver is not doing well, where
Yeah.
Milwaukee's not doing well, Philly's
They
not
should
doing
be
well.
playing a lot
He,
better, and they're
he
healthy.
should, yep, and they're healthy, and
Healthy.
it's like it's for him to win right now, and
It is.
he's not even there yet. Like I have
No.
Shea right now. I have Shea number one for sure. I got
Yeah.
KD up there. I have I think Mitchell. Donovan
Okay.
Mitchell
Okay.
is up
So
there.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I think this might be one of those years that what's his name finally gets it, Jason Tatum, because
Oh, he's on a revenge tour.
yeah,
You
he's
see, it's hard. It's hard for Tatum because again with Boston, man, they're so team oriented
okay. So
that
here's the argument. Here's an
it's
argument, right?
hard, man. It's hard.
They're
It's
team
hard.
oriented, but right, you could say that about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander in the OKC Thunder.
No, you can't. No, you
Why?
cannot.
So tell me
No, you
why.
cannot. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the difference, right? You
Yeah,
take Tatum on the lineup right now.
yeah,
Boston is still winning a high percentage of their games,
yeah,
right? You take out Tatum and Brown, like even in the finals last year, if Tatum had a decent finals, he probably would have won MVP. He could have. Like he could have won
Okay.
MVP. He was just that bad, and Brown was playing. Just he wasn't even playing amazing. He was
Yeah.
just playing his game,
Yeah.
right? And Tatum was horrible, and they're like, okay, yeah, Brown is getting it because no one else put up 20 plus points,
Yeah.
but he wasn't like amazing. You know what I mean? But Shea, you take Shea off that team, that's 30
Mm,
points a
yeah,
game.
because he runs the
That's
engine, right? Okay.
He's almost 10 assists a game. Like that's a lot missing, and he's their go-to guy. You know what I mean? They need a bucket. They number two, clear it out. That's it.
That's
So
true.
so, and then the same goes for Jokic, right? Jokic has been MVP in terms of closing out games, putting up big numbers.
Yeah.
Uh,
Triple
so yeah,
doubles.
triple
I
doubles.
don't know
Also
how he
AD.
does.
AD's been putting up big numbers, and they were winning games until the
See,
last couple.
I wouldn't put AD up there just because the Lakers. First of all, it's because it's the Lakers, and Lakers are ninth in the West right now with
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
kind of
for sure,
bad
for sure.
record. But I like the Anthony Edwards one just
Yeah,
because of the adversity, and I feel like again
yep.
he can get there, but I don't know if he's gonna would win it
And he's
too.
also playing with Julius Randle. So
Yeah,
Julius Randle is the worst NBA player in the NBA to me. Um, so
well,
he might get some shots. He might have more usage. Because if I look to my left and I see Julius Randle standing at 3 point line waiting for my pass, I'm not giving him the ball. I'm sorry, you're not getting the ball from me. Get your butt in that post and learn a post move that you can repeat 4 times in the game.
4 times. Yeah,
Sorry,
no more of the
he's
jacking up the threes.
he's trash. He's so. Anyways, we're not talking about him right now.
Anyways, the music means that we're done tonight. Thank
We're getting
you
the
again.
Grammy walk off.
Yeah, I'm giving you the gram. Now I got this in this
Wrap
in the
it up.
system. Now I can just pan it in. Thank you
Absolutely.
again to Sheldon Grant, my boy,
Thank you
doing
for
it
having me,
up.
bro.
I
Yes.
know it's early, late, whatever you want to call it.
Hey, man.
Please
It's
check
the
him
right
out,
time.
the Nervous No Service podcast,
Yes,
as the
sir.
main host,
Yes.
um, and on Twitter, regular shows.
Yes, sir. With a Z.
Um, Again, thank you all for joining me today. Please follow, like, subscribe, do the things
Yes.
that you can to help us get this podcast up. Follow me on
Cool.
TikTok so I can start doing some lives.
And
And
one
yeah,
more thing.
oh yeah, go
If
ahead.
you're a Raptors fan,
Yeah,
you are having a lot of fun right now. Okay?
hey, hey.
You are having a lot of fun having this 2-8 team. And I promise you, in the next couple of years, we'll be contenders. Don't worry. We'll be
Okay,
contenders next couple of
okay.
years. Cool. Cooper Flag is coming. Ace
Capture the
Bailey is
flag.
coming.
Capture the
Yeah,
flag.
man. We're
All right,
almost there,
bro.
baby.
All
Have a
right.
good one,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Be safe. No,
Everyone, peace
anytime,
out,
bro.
everybody.
Peace.